Mortal Kombat 4 is iconic. And yes, it was also very divisive when it was first released by Midway in the arcade in 1997. But it was also a game that tried many new things and introduced some of the most beloved characters into the main series and are a mainstay to this very day, like Fujin, Shinnok, and Quan Chi. And like any game, it went through many development stages. It was true for the arcade version that so many incarnations, including ones where Noob Saibot was a regular character, although with no special moves at the time. And this was also true for the home ports of MK4, including the one for the beloved original PlayStation. And thanks to the preservationists at Hidden Palace, we can try one of the earliest incarnations of MK4 on PS1 and see for ourselves just how much got lost in the transition because, oh boy, did we miss on some good content here. So, elation and jubilation, gamers from all around the world. I am Lucian, the World Gamer. Welcome to my show, where we explore the most obscure and least talked about topics in the world of gaming. Like today's topic, the beta version of Mortal Kombat 4 on the original PlayStation, with all of its weird differences and, most importantly, exclusive content that got cut out from the final release. So be sure to grab your chained kunai and... Get over here! A lot was changed from the arcade iteration of MK4 to bring it home to the PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64. Many things were added, like Goro as a playable boss. Others were changed, like some of the stages. During this transition, before the actual final release in June 1998 on PS1, the developers at Eurocom, responsible for the port, slowly but relentlessly improved and refined the experience from build to build. One of these PS1 builds that was sent to magazines for preview is dated early April 1998, more than 2 months before the official release. And in just 2 months, things were pretty different. In fact, there is a ton to account for here, making this beta a drastically different experience from the final game we got.
What are you talking about?
First, the menus are completely altered. This time, the background is an actual stage that changes every time you go back to this main menu. Every option has its two-player counterpart right on the main list and includes regular arcade, tag team, endurance, etc. Unfortunately, I couldn't test the two-player options because they didn't work for me, so I guess they were not implemented in this build. Even the options menu is a bit different. If we go to the joypad configuration, we can't find the button for sidestepping. Was it not implemented yet? Nope. The truth is that, just like in the arcade version, you need to double tap the run button instead. But in this version it's so finicky that it almost never works well. The final release of the game will instead assign this action to one of the 4 shoulder buttons, a far more ideal solution, which I'm glad they went on with.
Very well.
The rest of the options are pretty straightforward, except... That's one heck of a leftover, Rumble Puck on PlayStation? Well, I guess I've been doing it all wrong. Silly me for using a PlayStation controller when I should have undug my N64 controller and used that all along. Oh, and you can even disable blood and fatalities, so that any young kid witnessing this game won't be scarred for life, like parents' associations and misinformed senators would have had you believe back in the 90s.
That these are not harmless toys.
Another noticeable option is the cheats mode. Usually developers would implement cheats in plain sight and without having to unlock them through codes to allow reviewers or previewers a more extensive look at the game without having to spend as much time, in order to facilitate coverage. In this case, cheats allowed to change some neat options, if only half of them worked. You see, there are no endings to speak of in this build, so the easy ending option doesn't really do that much. Moreover, the fatalities don't work either, so this one here is another needless option. Oh well, I guess it's the thought that counts.
What?
Then there are these options here that I'm not really sure what they do. If somebody has any idea and can explain it to me in the comments, maybe I will be grateful. And if you're curious, the soak test option simply starts a demo of the game running by itself. Nothing major really. It's just an internal stress test that was also present as a cheat code in the PlayStation version of Mortal Kombat 2, along with that fabulous artful scaling. Leave me a comment if you want me to make one of my deep dive videos about this PS1 version of MK2, because there is a ton of weird stuff in here too. Anyway, let's finally start playing the game, shall we? First thing we notice is that there aren't many changes when it comes to the character selection screen. In fact, it all seems pretty regular looking, but it sounds quite quiet. Where the heck is the music? Oh man, MK4 music is so good, especially the iconic character selection theme. Actually, let me restore back some music through the magic of editing. No, that's copyrighted. Let's stick to the right one. Ah, that's better. Such a brain massage.
I'm tired.
In the tower screen, you can see that Gore's portrait as a sub-boss is not there yet, but he is in fact in the game. Actually, you can even play as him without having to unlock him first. And the same goes for Noob Saibot. Both characters can be selected from the start. You just need to do the usual hidden option thing and select Shinnok or Reiko by holding the run and block buttons. That's neat. Let's actually do that right now. Let's see my boy Goro. Wow, this time he actually appears outside of Goro's lair. You surely noticed that in the final version of MK4, every time you chose Goro, you would only be allowed to fight in his stage, Goro's lair. Never understood why though. But not here. He can beat the crap out of anybody, any place. He's even got his fireball. But for the life of me, I can't do the stomps. I guess they're not implemented yet. But look at what he can do. Hey, that's reptiles. And that's scorpions. What a thief. Let's check out our boy Noob. And wait, where is his projectile? Where is his teleportation? Oh, there it is. Well, that's a teleportation alright. Except, once again, this is scorpions. And that's reptile special punch. Again, stealing from poor reptile. Man, what a trip seeing these special moves all swapped around as placeholders. And it makes sense. Goro was not in the arcade version, so the developers were still deciding on what to give him in terms of special moves, and the same goes for Noob. Even though he was in the arcade version at some point, he never had special moves in MK4 before the PS1 version released. So the developers were clearly still experimenting with both. Oh, and speaking of experimenting, I guess we can now go to the main dish and best content of this beta. Its exclusive costumes.
Outstanding.
Hey you! Yes, you! I bet you're not subscribed yet. So if you are enjoying this video, why not uppercut the like and the subscribe buttons? And in case you already did,
Thank you.
so yeah, this beta gave almost every character completely new and different outfits that never appeared in the final game. But most importantly, they are extremely cool. In fact, some are cooler than the ones we got in the final game, and some were simply removed with no replacements.
Why was this treachery ever allowed?
Accessing them is as per usual. By holding start and pressing any of the face buttons, you can make each character portrait rotate multiple times, corresponding to a different costume. And I can't stress this enough, the new ones are incredible. Well, for the most part. For example, I loved Scorpion's third outfit in the regular game, with his exposed skull and the color referring to smoke. Very fitting considering they both have the same special moves. But now look at his third outfit in the beta. Isn't this so cool? Not sure if in this case I would say it's actively better, but I still wish we could have gotten both. Look at Sub-Zero's third outfit. So much more detailed and different than the regular third outfit. That is just so lame, with his hands covered in white. Well, I guess now we know how he likes to spend his lonely nights.
Dun dun dun.
Even Reiko received a similar treatment, with his new beta outfit far outclassing the regular one in details. Tanya got this beautiful leopard costume, which is also far better than the grey palette swap from the final game. And look at Quan Chi, he's become an adorable walking snowman.
Frosty the Snowman.
And how about Rapper Kai. Yeah, unfortunately this one wasn't finished in time for this build. But still, even Noob Saibot got a better treatment than this weird cyber-looking thing he got in the final game, which ironically is the same costume for Scorpion's 4th outfit in the beta, and even Jax's for some reason.
Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about.
It's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess. Look how threatening Noob is in this red costume and these glowing eyes. So cool. But I'm still glad we got hip-hop Noob in the final game. Look at him. He looks like he's going to sing about mom and spaghetti anytime now.
Mom spaghetti.
But in the beta, Noob is clearly more of a Michael Jackson fan, even going as far as doing his signature moonwalking. Look at him go! Still, Reptile's 3rd outfit is actually quite a downgrade from the one in the final game, because at least that one paid homage to his ninja origins, and it's actually one of the few that I think we got luckier getting in the final release. All the rest, though, are actually pretty awesome, and I wish we had gotten them all in the final game, in addition to the extra ones that were already present there. Heck, even the practice mode is partially a bit better than the one we got in the final game, because it actually shows more info, like the percentage of damage you deal and receive. And just like in the final game, you can choose secret characters or costumes here. In general, we can see some of MK4 arcade origins in the stages that still have some leftovers from their arcade incarnations, like these flying drones here in the prison stage. But the strangest stuff happens when you play long enough and things start getting weird. You see, with this being a beta version and all, the code is pretty unstable, and the more you play, the more graphical glitches start appearing, and it all goes to shit. Like, look at this. What am I even looking at? The matrix is collapsing, and in the next stage it's literally just pitch black, like those MK3 codes that enable dark fighting. If we even dare to go playing the 2-on-2 mode, it can't even load the characters, but it can still be played. Well, I mean, look at this. It's all so fascinating though, isn't it? To witness the steps in gaming development for ourselves and see just how much progress is made from early stages to the final release. What stays and what gets the axe, and what actually gets improved upon. There is so much uncertainty in this code, but also so much experimenting that I wish was somehow carried over to the final game, namely the extra costumes. At the same time, it's evident that the final release of MK4 is way more polished, even just beyond the crumbling code. I mean, thank God that the developers thought of using one of the shoulder buttons for sidestepping. That's a quality of life improvement there for sure. And Gore eventually gained his iconic stomping moves. Moreover, CGI remade cutscenes brought the cheese to a whole new level.
Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
You see, I've always loved MK4, even when other people hated it. And I never understood the hate. It's the literal missing link between the 2D games and the full 3D titles for PlayStation 2. It was a necessary step in a way that taught the team at Midway many things that would later be used as a stepping stone for future titles. And if you stop for a second and think about it, MK4 is much closer, in terms of actual gameplay, to MK9 and onwards, certainly more than any of the fully 3D titles, which are usually more well regarded than MK4 itself. Ironic, huh? Yeah, I feel it's time to stop mistreating Mortal Kombat 4, and rather give it the love it deserves and recognize its place as arguably one of the most important games in the franchise.
Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
But this is just one guy's opinion on the internet, so now I want to know yours down in the comments. Did you play Mortal Kombat 4 back in the day? What did you think of it? And what do you think of this beta and its exclusive costumes? Share your thoughts or memories in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, I have a ton more covering the Mortal Kombat series. So feel free to leave a like and subscribe so that you will always be up to speed with my latest videos, and you will also help a fellow gamer out to bring you the best quality content. For you it's just a push of a few buttons, but for me it truly does make a difference.
It is a
simple request.
But really, I just want to thank you so much for spending some of your precious time watching this video to the end. I will be seeing you in my next one, but until then, stay safe, play safe, world gamers.